Welcome to week 4. We now have 2 decks completed, and so we've been spending a lot of the time this week playing the game, which has been a lot of fun. We've learned a ton of stuff. Some of the things that we have set up that Daniel put together, we have random number of opponents, so anytime we start a game, a different number of opponents are there. We have variable difficulty levels, so there's 3 different difficulty levels in the opponents that we're able to face. And now we have 2 complete different themes. And so it really feels like things are coming together, which is great. We've learned a lot, like I had said, with the testing that we've been doing. The best thing that I've learned so far is that the game's really fun. We've played it a lot, but it's still entertaining and it's still fun and it's still challenging. And there's certain people or certain, I guess, AI people that we're playing against the computer that drive me crazy, and then other ones that are a little bit easier to beat. And so there's a nice variety of things there. So that's really, really fun and really encouraging. The Taco Shop card survey is finished. Almost 80% voted for taquitos. So here it is. I put the name on it, taquitos. So thank you for solving that disagreement. There were only a few people who voted for rolled tacos, which was I was one of the few, but fine. The next thing is really because I've been playing the game a lot this week. I haven't really been doing much in terms of developing new content, and part of that is because I'm torn between 2 ideas. I'm torn between illustrating Southern barbecue or pizzeria, and so that's actually this week's question: which deck theme should I work on next? And so you decide, and then as soon as I get the result, we'll get going, and I'll be giving you probably more card updates as we go through the process. Especially since we have a real good foundation now, we can kind of have more fun with the card design, and it's a little less sort of critical to us being able to build effective betas for us to test. So there you go. Find us on Twitter or Facebook for that. And then the last thing, I'd mentioned before, game board sizes. One of the things that we were running into is we had to develop unique designs or layouts for each device. And so part of the challenge with that was that there's a lot of different screen sizes now. We have the 4, we have the 5 and 5S, same size, and then we have the 6, and then now we have the 6 Plus, and we have the iPad Mini, and we have the iPad Air. And so all of a sudden now we're looking at a lot of different designs in terms of them all being customized. And so Daniel went through and looked at all the different ratios, and what we're going to do, as opposed to coming up with unique designs for every single different layout, we're going to kind of consolidate that, and we're going to do 3 different aspect ratios. One of them is going to be 3 by 2, one 16 by 9, and the other is 4 by 3. So then what we'll do is those will get implemented into the game, and then we will play through it and test it and see if there's any subtleties that need to be tweaked individually. But on the whole, that'll give us a really nice way to have everything designed and finished, and not really get caught up in that hurdle of custom everything. One of the things that I've been learning through this process so far is that sometimes in-process graphics and in-process elements are actually very helpful in terms of getting a beta out that you can start playing, because then at that point you can realize, I don't want to finish it this way because of a problem that you find, but you only realize those as you're playtesting. And so that's been a really helpful and important thing for us to be able to just get a beta working and running. It's not all fully polished. In fact, I'll even show you the current version on the 6 Plus that I have. So the menu screens look great. They're nice. I love them. Single player, and then we have our multiple things. I'll go to the Taco Shop. Actually, I'll go to American Diner because you haven't seen that one yet. And so now we have our game board that we're playing through, and we're seeing if it works and fits. So that's great. And then let me go back. When we go to Taco Shop, however, you'll see on the right and the left here, the game board doesn't actually fit the full screen. And so that's one of those things where I'm still able to play the game. I'm still able to test it to see if things work and see if I can read the cards, or all those kinds of things. But what we need is a working beta, or I guess an alpha or whatever phase we're in now. But we don't need all the graphics to be totally polished. And so that's one of those things that has been good for me to realize, is that we don't have to get hung up on all of those refinements yet. We can learn a ton in the process with some graphics. So anyway, that's it for week 5. There's really not a ton going on for me in terms of really much more than playing the game and then thinking through some other ideas. But once we have that next deck kind of destined for illustration, I will get on it and we will move quickly. So yeah, we'd love to hear what you think. Hope these videos are helpful or entertaining, or at least interesting on some level. If there's something you'd like to see us talk about, we'd love to hear it. Yeah, let us know what you think on the next deck design. See you next week.